Alright guys, we have another patch for the PTU. It's still classed as a B patch. But at this stage I think theoretically we're up to like E or F really. I think the reason they're calling it B patch still is because of just testing. Testing focus is still on obviously the streaming service and the persistent entity streaming working and stuff like that. But regardless, the patch number is EPTU 8287271. Database reset, yes. Server base region is US only. Long-term persistence is not available. Pledge copied is disabled. This current build is under NDA. Please log out and log back into the issue council site as the Evocati environment there. But please monitor. Yep. Okay. So session info 1. Testing focus. Right. So PES Playtest and playtest length depending build stability. Would like to leave it up as long as possible. So that is definitely some good news when it comes to that. Because obviously the longer they leave it up, the more data they're going to get, and the fact that they're leaving it up for so long tends to mean to me at least, with stability included, that it is somewhat a stable PES. Obviously if it goes down within a day, then obviously A, they've got all the data, or B, they've found errors. But if it stays up for like 3 or 4 or 5 days, then hey, we know it's like really stable. So objective, special build for data testing with Ahmed, Paul and Bennett. They'll be watching the build together. All the data that they can after the most recent changes to the network and stability crash fixing. If the build proves stable, would like to leave the playtest, explore and test out bounty missions, update restricted area designs, security post create, consensual PvP as always, and possible the new FPS missions during the RSM platforms. So it's cool they're in. Requires Crusader security mercenary intro mission. Note, if your character gets into a bad state and is able to rejoin the PTU, or you see a 30,009 error, please wait 5 to 10 minutes at most, and if the issue persists, then try to recopy your account. So, since the features of 3.18 are still in very incomplete state, we're not asking for specific feedback on certain systems like updated cargo, new crash sites, and other features. Known issue. Disclaimer, these are not a complete list of the internal bugs, but are hand-selected for this playtest. Known issues are not always 100% occurrence and may happen frequently or not for some players. So the character customizer gets stuck on saving character on the front menu. First time joining the PU. It's a pretty big bug. Hopefully they're going to be able to fix that. Multi-vehicle VMA, vehicle ship concepts UI. Unable to customize any ship within the vehicle loadout manager. Ship vehicle VMAs, Astro services. Cry Astro services do not offer the option to repair, refuel, restock ships. Infinite load. If the player idles out while playing, error code 30,028, it will cause an infinite load, either returning to the main menu or attempting a client restart at the restart, re-entering the PU. Inventory loot boxes. All loot boxes will disappear on approach after opening. Okay. Inventory equipment. Equipment items are lost from characters after 30k. Oh, okay. Quantum travel. QT markers will disappear when traveling between planetary markers until QT drive flashes spoiling. Right. Locations. Hurston, Lawville. Community chaos UI. UI may become blurry, illegible while in use. Multiple locations. Active feature UI, medical. Players unable to heal injuries in the medbed. Locations, Lawville. When loading into Lawville after exiting the bed area, players will be able to be pulled into a direction and be unable to move. After exiting the bed, the player will be pulled in a direction and be unable to move. Okay, it's weird. Mining, although at least now you can actually access Lorville, so interesting. Mining, vehicles are not collecting ore when using extraction mode. Interesting. Security report Kreia, AI mission content. Security AI are not spawning their correct loadouts, causing them to cower surrender. Mission representation. Representation is not updating upon mission completion. Commodity trading UI. Commodities will not appear in the community chaos and cannot be sold. Cargo community UI. When attempting to purchase cargo at a community kiosk, no supply demand commodity listings are displayed. Hull scraping locations. Crusader, Port Alizar. Community kiosk. Ship vehicles. Community kiosk does not detect commodities crates stored in the vehicles while at a loose state. Okay. I think what that means is that when you go to security Port Alizar or Crusader, it can't detect the crates from your hull scraping if they're not on the cargo pad lockdown, for example. Recently resolved bug fixes. So multi-ship vehicles, ship spawning in damaged state despite full health. Persistent energy streaming game code changes. After exiting the menu, when reconnecting to the PU, players will load into their primary residence and not their last save location. So they fixed that bug, which is good. Mining gameplay code. Many mineable asteroids can't be scanned. So I presume they've fixed that one as well. Insurance multi-vehicle ships can be duplicated after forced claim process if initially they are received and then stored on a different ASAP terminal. That was the bug where you could go through and you could claim your ship at a different terminal if it was blown up or something like that. I think it was something you could retrieve it and it was at the different terminal while it's been So you would go through, claim it, go to a different terminal and be able to access it immediately. I think that's what it was. UI vehicles, quantum travel. Quantum needs to clear route after every jump. So at the end of the day, they're slowly getting through the bugs. Like I said before, I've always said I don't think this is going to be an early December patch. I think this is going to be December 20th or 23rd. I will keep saying that because this looks like there's a lot more work to be done. And look, I'm not knocking CIG. It's a big thing. I would be very, very happy if they took the extra days even just to go through and get this thing working so that we have a decent playable build over Christmas and while they're all shut down on Skeleton Crew. So at the end of the day, I don't have a big problem with them knocking this back until 20th of December, even if they don't need the time. I would suggest it actually. Just because at the end of the day, yeah. And I've always said it's going to be a December 20 build, 20 to 23. I've always said it's going to do that, so we'll see how close I am to the date, hey? Apart from that, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. As for the build, look, I'm glad they're going through and they're able to get some of it done. And I'm glad they're fixing bugs and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, yeah, seems interesting. And good luck to the Evocati testers, and hopefully it's fine, and hopefully we can get it. I would expect us to get our hands on it end of November, early December. When does IAE finish? I know it starts in a few days, right? So is it still 2 days away? Yep. And then days 11 to 13 is November 28th to the 30th. I would expect to probably an early December build for wider PTU. That would be my guess. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, this video has been helpful. Please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, we'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night. Enjoy yourself. And see you in the verse.